Another week and another update on the Trans Mountain Pipeline expansion project. Well, this week the federal government announced it would be delaying the decision by the NEB on the project for an additional 4 months. And they've added a number of other conditions for energy projects going forward across the country. This delay is all being done in the name of further consultation with community groups and First Nations. Now, as you know, there was some dissatisfaction with Justin and his government allowing the Harper-appointed NEB to continue to review the application of Trans Mountain. But I mean, how many more delays in the name of consultations do we have to have? Isn't it clear by now which First Nations have been bought and paid for by Tides money or under the influence of environmental NGOs? Or what about the fact that over 30 bands have already signed on in support of this project? I bet you didn't know that. We've been debating pipelines in this province for close to about 4 years now. So if there is any group or community out there who will be affected and has not yet educated themselves or been funded for their position, then where have you been the last 4 years? These further delays to pipeline projects only exacerbate the problems our Canadian energy sector is facing right now. It is absolutely baffling that in a time of low energy prices and where the economies of the provinces of Alberta and Saskatchewan are hurting so badly, that there seems to be zero interest from this government to say yes to billions of private dollars of private sector investment. Now, there were some other changes announced along with the delays in the pipeline review process. One in particular is of great concern to me, and that is that all projects before the NEB will now need to take into consideration the upstream and downstream greenhouse gas emissions. Both pipeline projects and LNG projects here in BC will need to pass the test to see if our government accepts this source of energy as clean enough. This is all despite the province of BC already having a carbon tax for nearly a decade, a Clean Air Act for the Lower Mainland, and that our LNG exports will actually help offset Asian coal use and therefore lower global greenhouse gas emissions. Oh yeah, and what about that old belief that we would have a social license for energy projects as soon as Rachel Notley gave the province of Alberta a massive carbon tax? Well, we knew none of that was going to appease the anti-oil extremists that advised Justin, like Jerry Butts. You know, one could really see yesterday's changes to the NEB as a continuation of Pierre Trudeau's National Energy Plan, a part 2 if you like. And that concerns me, and it should concern everyone in Western Canada. For the Rebel.media, I'm Christopher Wilson.